Hey everybody, this is Doug with Artfully Rogue. So recently I was gifted a laser engraver by LokLik. It's a new engraver that they are putting out on the market here very soon. And I've never worked with a laser engraver before. This is the first one. And so in the first video, which you can actually see up here, I take it out of the box, I put it together, and I kind of show you the basics of how it's going to work. And in this video, I'm going to show you the different materials that you can use in the iEngrave laser engraver, including this cool little acrylic Buddha water fountain. So the materials that I'm going to use for this test are going to be acrylic, faux leather, birch plywood, stainless sheet, acacia wood, sheet steel, and a tortilla. But before we can start laser engraving on any of those materials, we have to choose a software that will communicate with the iEngrave. Now, LokLik actually suggests using Lightburn or LaserGurble. Now, I have chosen to go with LaserGurble because of the excellent price point, which is free.
So open the software that you selected. In the user manual for the LokLik iEngrave, you will see how to set up the Lightburn and how to set up LaserGurble. For me, I'm doing LaserGurble. And one of the things that you want to make sure that you take care of is in the baud rate. You want to set that to 921,600. And in Tools, if it hasn't automatically done this, you want to install the CH340 driver. That will give you the driver necessary for LaserGurble to actually connect to the iEngrave, and it'll be similar with Lightburn. Once you've done that, go to your file and open up a file. Now this could be a PNG, this could be a SVG file. Right now I'm using SVG and PNG files. Maybe it takes other files, I'm not quite sure. But let's open one here. You're going to get this image that pops up. You can adjust your brightness, and if you want a line preview, you can see your line preview. So far, what I have used is the conversion tool, line-to-line tracing. To be honest with you, I can't tell you what these other selections do. It does make some changes, but line-to-line tracing is basically what I have used. One of the things that you want to also pay attention to is the direction. Right now, the horizontal means that it's going to go left to right along your picture. The quality, all right, you can set the lines per millimeter. Now this is set to 7, but you can increase that to 10 if you want better quality, reduce it down if you want to speed things up a little bit. I typically go right around 6 or 7, and then you can preview those lines by clicking the line preview button. Once you have this set up, you want to click next. The next window that pops up is target image. All right, this is very important because this is where you set all your parameters. You want to go to laser mode and you want to put in M4 dynamic power. Depending on the type of material that you're going to be using, you want to set your engraving speed and you want to set your engraving power. Now you can find out what those parameters are by looking at the materials list provided by LokLik. For this particular image, I'm going to be using a birch ply. Now on the materials list, it's called basswood, and I want to look at the action that says engrave, and then I actually want to scroll down to where it says power in LaserGurble, and I want to set that to 750. Then go up here to engraving speed, and right next to that it says 7500. So we are going to change that to 7500. Now you want to make sure that your size is correct with regards to what you're printing on, so you may manually change this size, or you can do auto size and it'll give you what it feels the auto size should be. Once you've gone through the process of filling out this information, you can't go back. So you double check it and make sure that everything is correct with regards to your engraving speed, laser mode, and your power. Also your size, double check your size. Once you're happy with all the settings, go ahead and push the button Create. Now as you see, that has come up on the grid for LaserGurble. It will outline where you actually have your image. Now we need to connect the iEngrave to your computer and then connect Laser Gerbil to the iEngrave. Connect the cable provided by LokLik to the iEngrave machine. Then connect the other end of that same cable to your computer. Turn on the iEngrave. Release the emergency stop. Turn the key to the on position and put the power switch on. It's a good idea to turn on the fan and the LED lights now too. Open the iEngrave. Place the material into the tray. Now is a good time to set the laser height. Take the Allen key that's provided, drop down the laser height adjuster, and then using the thumb screw on the side of the laser component, bring it up and down until the laser height adjuster just touches the material, and then tighten that thumb screw. Once the thumb screw is tight, don't forget to bring the laser height adjuster back up into position, and using that Allen key again, make sure it won't interfere when the laser is in use. With the software successfully connected to the computer and to the iEngrave, go in the upper left-hand corner and push the plug to connect the software to the iEngrave. Now, it shows up your dashboard. Now, on your dashboard, you can do several things. You can move the laser component back and forth or up and down to reposition where you want that laser to actually start. The house button will actually set your home. Now, if you double click in the bottom left-hand corner, you can set a new 0, and this is where the laser will actually start, at the bottom of the frame. When you're ready, you can turn on your laser focusing to make sure that your laser is focused. Another helpful button is this little light bulb. You can turn on and off the laser, and you can see where your laser is positioned on the material and make small adjustments as needed. Now you can use the frame button to actually outline the image that you're going to be engraving on the material. You'll start the process where you see the laser going around all edges of your image. This is a great time to make note of micro adjustments that you need to make to the material. Now, I've used a grid that I created on the base of the engraver, and it helps me line up my material a little bit better. But if you don't have a grid, you can also use a tape measure. Just measure from your inside panels to the corners of your material. Once the framing tool finishes, it's going to rehome itself. At this point, you can actually go up to your top left corner and push the start button. This is going to give you a countdown after you push start, and it's going to start the process of the engraving. You're going to see the engraver on the iEngrave going back and forth, and what's going to match in the software, you'll also see the progress as you get there as well. Now, if for some reason you see that your material has had a problem, you can pause, and then when you fix the problem, you can restart and pick up right where you left off. And here are the results. For the basswood, it's 750 power, 7500 speed. And for the hardwood, it was the same thing, 750 and 7500. Then when you get to the faux leather, it's 400 power and 8000 speed. For the stainless, I upped the power to 900 and the speed to 2000. For the steel, with mill scale, the power is 900 by 2000. And of course, the tortilla. I did an 850 power and a 1500 speed, and it seemed to do pretty good. I could probably turn down the power just a little bit. But here's the acrylic. I wanted to do something different, so I had this 3D model of a Buddha statue, and I put it into a program that would allow me to basically click a button after kind of manipulating the settings, and it would split it, like slice everything into small pieces. And then I could take what I have here and put it onto a piece of acrylic in the file. Once I was able to put it into acrylic, I saved it as an SVG, which allows you to then cut with the laser engraver. So that's what you see here. Once it's all cut, this is what it looks like. And it became a fountain. This was probably one of the coolest projects I made with this laser engraver. If you liked any of the things that you saw here, I'll provide links to everything that I used.
And also, if you'd like to give the LokLik iEngrave a shot, I'll put a link in there to give you a discount. We'll see you in the next video.